Hey guys, so I got the opportunity to tow this trailer with this Mini X up to those mountains over there, and it's about an hour and 20-minute drive, but I loaded up the SCT Livewire tow mode onto the tuner, so we'll see how she does. A lot of you guys have commented on custom tunes, so I looked into them, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with Innovative Diesel. I will update when I get a tune loaded on here, and I'm planning on doing another tow haul tune, but definitely some more tune reviews with those performance tunes, the custom performance tunes loaded on this truck. That way there I can let you know what I think about those compared to these canned SCT Livewire tunes that it came with. So on the truck right now I have the Jake brake feature on, which is actually pretty impressive. What it does is it closes off the vane in the turbo when you let off the accelerator to help you slow down. Something I wanted to touch on real quick before I go is my trailer coupling. So I don't know how many of you guys tow, how many of you plan on towing, but having your trailer properly fastened to your truck is your responsibility as a driver, and keeping everybody else on the road safe. So I just wanted to touch on this real quick. Make sure you have your chains crossed, and these need to be facing out so that if the trailer comes off, the tension is brought out and not onto the weak point here. Make sure that your breakaway cable is fastened to something other than here, or a lot of guys loop it around their chain, but the whole point of that is if everything else fails, this gets ripped out last and the trailer will come to a stop. So it needs to be hooked onto something other than your other points of contact. Okay, next you always want to make sure your pin is latched, obviously, and you have your electric plugged in, and you check all your brakes and your lights. Anyway, I'm going to do a time-lapse shot from the trailer to my truck going up to the mountains. Probably got to stop and get fuel, so I might just turn it on then, and then we'll be going. All right. young and the old. Well, we made it. We made it to the top of the pass, up into the mountains, towing this 12,000 pound, maybe more. The machine itself weighs 13,000, sorry. The machine itself only weighs around 11,000 pounds. She towed it up here very well. You know, obviously not as well as the brand new 6.7 liters. When I towed the same exact setup with a 2015 or 2016 F350, completely stock, one of our company trucks, it towed, I mean, you could hardly tell it was back there. You could tell, but this definitely pulls a lot harder on this truck than it did on that truck. And now I didn't buy this truck to tow with. I bought this truck because I liked it, but I figured I had the opportunity to show you guys what this this tune on this tuner can do for the tow mode. You know, the SCT Livewire TS tow mode tune. And I figured that might be something that you guys might want to see. Maybe you have a truck and maybe you don't plan on towing either, but you know, I've always been curious as to how my trucks would tow. So, you know, I had a 24 valve common rail Dodge Cummins 3500. I only had it for about 6 months, and I never towed anything with it, and I always wanted to. I always wondered how that truck would tow, and I just never had the opportunity. So I had the opportunity today to take this trailer up, and it's a pretty good drive up the mountains, as you saw on my time lapse. It definitely got its work out. Now I'm going back down the mountain, and I'm getting to put this Jake brake that I talked about earlier to the test. And I wanted to make a note on that Jake brake feature, because when I was coming up here, and if you're going uphill, you're laying into the throttle pretty hard on this truck, obviously, to get up a hill. And if you hit a red light or you have to slow down, you let off the throttle, it barks the turbo really bad. And it was doing it a lot. It was kind of freaking me out. I didn't like how much it was barking, that turbo. I don't really know to extreme extents how bad that is for the turbo, but I know it's not good. I know you want to avoid barking your turbo, and I'm guessing it has something to do with the bearings and the oil, and it's just not moving properly. It definitely feels like it causes more wear than it does good to your turbo. So something to keep in mind on this, and once I load these, I'm gonna buy a custom tune like I talked about earlier, and when I load that, I'll grab a trailer from work and I'll bring it up here one more time just to see if it still barks on that tune. However, this Jake brake going down the hill with tow haul mode on the truck does really well, actually. It's keeping me, and I'll take the camera down here in a second to show you, but it actually keeps me at, or whatever speed I want it to be at. If I'm going 55 and it starts to pick up and I tap the brake, it will actually slow me down a little bit or keep me right at that speed while I'm going down the hill, which is very impressive to me for just a computer programmed Jake brake using your turbo. You know, it's not, obviously not nearly as effective as an exhaust brake like you would have on semi-trucks. Those are obviously way more aggressive for braking and for towing downhill. But however, you know, like I said, I don't tow with this, but if I ever got a camping trailer, it's more than likely going to be lighter than this machine I'm pulling here. And it's really good to know that this truck can haul this no problem up in the mountains. And so I know that I can haul a fifth wheel or a camper with ease. And that makes me feel a lot better about getting this truck in future endeavors with an RV possibly, or a boat, or whatever. But here I go, I'm going up this little hill right now. And you can hear it, it's having to work. But I'm staying consistently at 60 miles per hour. Something else I wanted to touch on real quick while I'm driving down the steep hill. I was just thinking about it, but whether or not you tow, there's something you should know. If you have one of these trucks and you plan on towing, if you're thinking about towing and you're going to go down a hill, you should know how to brake when you're going down a hill. That's pretty important. A lot of people burn up their brakes when they're going down a hill, and they don't know how to properly do it. And you need to utilize your engine and your brakes at the same time. So you got to keep it on tow haul mode or downshift if you're in a manual transmission. But pick a gear that's going to be the appropriate speed for your descent, and try to stay in that gear. You let the engine do a lot of the work, and then you do what's called stab braking. So when you stab brake, if you're going down a really steep hill, you don't want to just keep your foot on the brake the entire time, because that's going to burn up your brakes. You got to give your brakes a chance to cool down after you use them. So what you want to do is to apply the brakes, slow yourself down maybe 10-15 miles per hour, even sometimes 20 miles per hour slower than what you actually want to be going, and let your brakes cool down, get into a lower gear, and then allow your truck to pick up a little bit of speed in that gear, and when you have to, then apply your brakes again. And that way there your brakes have a really good chance of cooling down and not getting worn out, and you're not going to fry your brakes going down the hill. Another thing is, a lot of guys want to haul stuff as fast as they can. There's no need to rush down a mountainside when you're towing a trailer. Not just because it's dangerous for you and it can mess up your stuff, but there's other people on the road too. And if you get going too fast and you come around a curve, like right here, if I was going way too fast and I came around a curve and I tried to stop, and there was someone around here, broke down or in the middle of the road, or a deer or whatever, I need to have time to react and stop. So it's not all about what you can do as a skilled driver, about what your truck can handle, but it's being prepared for whatever's on the road. And I think that's really important, and I think a lot of people forget about that. When you have a 20,000 pound rig, like me right now, my truck and trailer weighs right around 24,000 to 25,000 pounds. So it's going to take a lot longer and a lot more force to stop this thing than it would just my 12,000 pound truck as it sits. And again, same thing goes to all you commercial driver's license holders out there. You guys know this better than anybody, but when that truck is real heavy and loaded down, it does not want to stop. So just something to keep in mind, guys. I don't want to be the safety guy here, but I think it's just good to know and good practice to stay safe on the road. Well guys, that wraps up my third and final review of the SCT Livewire Canned Tunes. The only tune I'll recommend running on this thing is the street tune. The tow tune might be okay if you're towing a little bit less. However, even when I took the trailer off of this thing and was just driving it around town, it was barking the crap out of my turbo, and I just hate that. It just feels awful. So I put it back on the street tune, and it definitely drives a whole lot better on there. Something else I wanted to say before I end this video, because I bet a lot of you guys were watching that as I was driving through the mountains up there, and I said that this truck weighs 12,000 pounds. This truck doesn't weigh 12,000 pounds. I was being stupid. I read that on the title, and I looked it up when I got back, and it only weighs about 8,000 pounds. You can see I have some oil here that I need to clean up. Anyway, so I'm sorry about that misinformation, and I definitely am going to be loading some custom tunes on here, and I'll be doing some more reviews on those. If you have any in specific that you are in particular that you want to see, let me know. However, I think I'm going to go with the Innovative Diesel. I've read a lot of good things about them, and seems like they will be the custom tune that fits what I'm going after the best. So upcoming videos, I'm going to do a little bit on the Harley, and then I'm also going to be trying to fix some of this stuff on the truck. For example, these scratches here on this back quarter panel. I want to get rid of this tonneau cover so bad. I've had it up online for about 2 weeks now, and I've got a lot of bites but no follow through. And then these body strips here, these little trim strips, the other side is on, however this passenger side is not, and then this paint is peeling, or this little sticker, and I'd like to find a way to remedy that, because it looks absolutely terrible for such a beautiful looking truck. I hate having this imperfection here. And then on the fender. Looks like we have some paint here coming off. And again up in the front right here. So a couple things I'm gonna try to be fixing on this thing. And then, but yeah, the driver's side, it's like flawless. This fender is perfect. This thing's coming up a little bit, and I know I could probably get that glued back on. However, if I just take off that other side and this side comes off real easy, I might just do away with these little trim strips altogether. And of course, I need to spend a day and really detail this thing. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out my video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'm sorry it took me so long to get this episode up. I had all this footage recorded like 4 days ago, and I've just been super busy at work, super busy at home. So I'm trying to get these things out faster. The weather's been on my side lately, which has been great. So I actually should have the next video up within a day or two about the Harley, and then I got another one coming soon on this. So stay tuned, and I will see you then. Goodbye.